are brought to you by the Robert Bosch Corporation, makers of Bosch Platinum, the ultimate spark plug.
J.D. McDuffie's 1988 fiery crash at Daytona during the 125-mile qualifiers have accounted for two major rule changes in safety for NASCAR in 1989. We've already told you about the one that requires special hooks on all 4 points of the frame rails to assist safety crews in towing a car off. Well, here's the other one. Now, in the past, crews were allowed to take this area here and position their oil tank for their holding dry sump system on an engine. But during the fiery crash, that ruptured with J.D., so now NASCAR has mandated a new change in 1989. Those holding tanks must be behind the firewall. Now, where do most teams put them nowadays? Right inside the cockpit and behind the driver, out of harm's way and no longer a fire hazard.
Another one of the rule changes that has come along in NASCAR Winston Cup competition. The fans are relaxing for a moment while the caution is still out at Talladega, and that allows us to take another break. From Rusty Wallace's in-car camera, we are still under caution here at Talladega. The pace car positioned just ahead of Rusty Wallace, who is the leader of this race. And so while there is no action on the racetrack, we'll entertain you a little bit here with Benny Parsons' Hat of the Week. He has a different one for each race that we televise here on ESPN. Here's the man himself with this week's hat.
This week for the Hat of the Week, we had a tie. John Farrow from Shippensburg, Pennsylvania sent this hat down, and it is the ultimate race fan's hat. You want a drink, you just take a sip. It's got microphones, got everything. John, thank you very much. This is going to Ned Jarrett's celebrity auction in Newton, North Carolina, American Cancer Society. Don Neyman called me from the International Motorsports Hall of Fame here in Talladega. He said he'd like me to bring attention to the Hall of Fame. And folks, they have some delightful stuff here to see. But about the same time, I received in the mail a press release from the Autosport Gallery in Raleigh, North Carolina, and they said they was going to have a painting today. You see Phil Parsons winning the Winston 500 last year. This is the thrill of victory. But I remember back in 1983, 5 years before that, when Phil Parsons did this down in Turn 1 at Talladega. This is the agony of defeat. So Don Neyman, yes, the hat fit very well. And it's going to Tom Usry, the ARCA driver who was injured in Daytona this year in February. He's having a celebrity auction next Saturday night in Bobby Joe Blue's barn in Vass, North Carolina. So the hat's going for the celebrity auction there. Pay lots of money. Tom needs the money. Thanks.
And if you would like to send in your candidate for Hat of the Week, there's the address, Benny Parsons, 112 Main Street, Ellerbe, North Carolina, 28338. Our ESPN crew, led by Neil Goldberg and Mike Wells, doing a great job on timing as we come back from commercial. The cars cross the line, and we resume the racing. That is Rusty Wallace leading, and here's how it looks from the bumper can. That's Ricky Rudd in the Quaker State Buick right behind him.
Ricky right now running in 21st place, one lap back there, 20 cars still in the lead lap.
We'll listen and watch from the bumper can. Now we had a lead change, so we'll go back and show you it. Now Dale Earnhardt in car number 3 and Davey Allison in car number 28 have streaked away from everybody else.
Well, they had some momentum built up and just blew on by Rusty Wallace.
Attrition has been very low in this race. There is Earnhardt and Davey Allison really hooked up in a draft now as Allison goes to the inside. Morgan Shepherd is there in 3rd position in car number 75. Then comes Phil Parsons, last year's winner. And Allison has the lead again, taking it from Dale.
Well, his car is strong.
This is unbelievable. Look behind. Look right behind those guys. Look at those cars right behind you. Look at the race cars. They look like they ought to be stopped on the freeway or doing 10 miles an hour, but yet they're running 200 miles an hour down there.
Here's Morgan Shepherd looking to the inside of Dale Earnhardt. Nope, he decides to get back up into the line.
You know, fellas, you have to wonder, there's a lot of the drivers were critical of the restrictor plates, and especially when they went down to the 16-inch restrictor plate they're using here. But maybe that has to be a lot of fun out there. It's frustrating to a degree, but also it's a lot of fun because when you can hook up with somebody else and blow past them like Davey Allison did Dale Earnhardt there, that's got to be a great feeling of accomplishment.
Wait. There is no way that this is fun. I don't care what you tell me.
Well, it is fun.
No way.
Of course it is fun.
Not at 190 miles an hour.
Well, I mean, Look here. Look at Phil. He wants to get by. He says, come on, guys. I won the race last year. Let me win again. 2 in a row. Come on, one time.
We haven't seen Phil that much here today, but he's been in that top 20 on the lead lap. Had a good pit stop the last time, and here he is now running in 4th place.
We recapped his victory here last year a few moments ago in our Winston Cup replay, and this is the view from Rusty Wallace's Kodiak Pontiac as he watches ahead and sees Phil and the others.
Rusty Wallace is watching those cars just motor away ever so slowly. Rusty Wallace, I don't know if he's got enough muscle to win today or not, because he was up front just a moment ago, and now he's back about 20 car lengths.
Yeah, he has not been one of the fastest cars, but as you pointed out earlier, it seems like after every pit stop, he's the fellow that comes out first. He's got a great pit crew, but the car's running good, but not as good as others.
So Rusty Wallace started this race from 26th position. He is up to 5th right now. We ask him, can you win starting from so far back in the field?
Starting 25th is going to be tough. There's no doubt about that. Last time here I started 24th, and I was able to finish the race in 5th position. And that was a long way to go. It took all day to get there. It really did. Drafting's so important here. It's unreal. Getting a good partner to work with is unreal. And we've done this so many times now that I've learned that everybody's out for themselves at Talladega and Daytona. So it's a situation where you might have one partner one lap, you might have another one the next lap, and it just keeps changing. Whenever an opportunity arises, the driver's going to take advantage of that. And yeah, I think I can win from 25th. The stranger things have happened than that here at Talladega.
No doubt about that. Rusty Wallace would like to win from that far back, looking at the in-car camera. But he said that the problem they have here is that the body design they have, it works so well for them on the short track and the intermediate tracks, has so much downforce they can't get their car to run well at big tracks like Talladega and Daytona. Now, they have a Pontiac. Now, one Pontiac that does run real well is Morgan Shepherd's car. It's not the Pontiac itself, it's the way they build the cars and hang the fenders. Looking at the bumper cam there for Rusty Wallace, you see Rick Wilson creeping up on the rear of the Rusty Wallace car. Wilson makes a little bit move to the outside. They're really getting crowded down towards turn 1, right on the rear deck of Rusty Wallace's car.
Unbelievable. I mean, if you've got a 40-inch screen at home, you've got a face full of Oldsmobile right there, don't you?
Man, oh man.
They're running 191 miles an hour. That's the average around this 2.66-mile racetrack.
Here's Kyle Petty and Rick Wilson battling.
Look at that, folks. I mean, 195 miles an hour. Sterling Marlin going to try to go by. Harry Gant going to follow him. Rick Wilson, he's hung up behind Rusty Wallace. Says, come on, Rusty, go on.
And all of those cars, Sterling Marlin, Rick Wilson, Kyle Petty, they're all in the lead lap.
The 99 car of Sterling Marlin, and now Phil Parsons. He's in the middle there. Looked like he's slowing down. Well, maybe just momentarily lost a little bit of air and had to back out of the throttle.
I think that's the case. Phil was running with those front 3 cars up there a little bit ago, but he just couldn't hang on to the draft. His car's not quite as strong as it was here a year ago.
That's Sterling Marlin down low on the inside. So is Phil Parsons and Harry Gant. Gant makes it 3 wide. Kyle Petty on the outside, Phil in the middle, and then Gant on the inside. Here comes Terry Labonte at number 11, and there's also Darrell Waltrip running the low line.
Now, Waltrip seems to be back to strength now as he's able to hang in there with him, at least at this point.
Oh! Alan Kowicki came down and didn't realize Harry Gant was there and almost moved right into Harry Gant as he was coming.
And here's the view from the rear window of Harry Gant. That's when it's got to be not fun.
That is not, no, that's not fun, no. You know, but right now, Davey Allison's having fun. He's leading the race. But these guys, I don't know if it's too much fun.
Jeff Bodine on the left.
He's trying to go by Harry Gant, but yet not quite enough to get by. Sterling Marlin and Harry Gant still on the inside. And, you know, Sterling Marlin, when Harry Gant was beside Phil Parsons going down the back straightaway a moment ago, it looked like Sterling Marlin moved over and gave Harry some help. Like these two guys maybe hooked up. Let's go to the front. Because we can't do it by ourselves. We have to hook up. And here goes. They're going by Rusty Wallace.
Yeah, Benny, they need to do it. Rusty Wallace was leading this race not too long ago. Now Davey Allison and the crew that he's pulling up front are 4 seconds ahead of this group back here as they jockey for position.